Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel, The Holistic Boss. It's Coach Renee, your holistic health and wellness strategist. In today's video, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to be making some apple banana pancakes. So delicious. If you want to know my secret ingredients, grab your pen and your paper so you can remember what I'm using. And these pancakes are free of sugar, baking powder, baking soda, gluten, eggs, and dairy. I'm not using any of that. So if you are interested in this recipe, stay until the end so we can see what it tastes like. All right, so let's jump in. First things first, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be using as we go along, as I always do. So again, get your pen and your paper so you can write the ingredients down, and you can go back and you can make it right after this video. You can make it tomorrow morning for breakfast. You can make it for brunch, whatever you choose. But it is going to be anti-inflammatory, which means you are not going to have any issues, or you shouldn't have any issues rather. But as I go along, I will tell you about the ingredients and whether or not you should maybe skip this or skip that or use one or whatever. All right, so let's get into it. So I said it was going to be an apple banana pancakes, right? So I'm going to be using one green apple, and I'm going to peel this green apple, and then I'm going to be using two medium-sized bananas. And when you choose your bananas, you want to make sure that they are not super ripe. Super ripe bananas are really, really too sweet. These are already sweet. So you want to have them half green, half yellow. I mean, it's a nice, firm, in between texture, right? So you can use one or you can use two. In this video, I'm going to use two. Now, if you have diabetes or you pre-diabetic, you probably only want to use one, and which is why I always like to use my green apples. These green apples are low glycemic, right? Which means they are diabetic friendly. Now, when I say you don't need any sugar, trust me when I tell you you don't need any sugar. All right, so let's get into it. Let's first peel the banana. We're going to peel the banana. So I'm just going to give it an extra cut. Take off this. Take off the peeling. All right, then I'm going to, of course, put it inside my bowl. So you want to have a nice sized bowl so you have plenty of room to mix your ingredients. All right, so I'm going to put the first banana in the bowl. And then I'm going to peel the second banana. And these are, you don't have to buy your bananas organic. I'm the organic girl, so I buy everything organic if I can, right? If they don't have organic, I get, close to home. If it didn't travel, as long as it didn't travel so far. Neighborhood farmers, right? Our friendly neighborhood farmers. That's how you want to go if you cannot find organic. Don't panic. It's okay. Usually the rule of thumb, if it's thick skin, you don't need to buy organic. I just do because that's what I like to do, right? All right, so we have now two bananas peeled inside this bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash these banana, and you want to get it to a consistency like applesauce, right? So you can use a regular spoon, you can use a wooden spoon, whatever you choose, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to try first with my, let's go with I'm going to do it with my silver spoon. So we're going to, sorry about the noise guys, but we got to mash it, right? Actually, let me get a fork. think a fork might work faster. Yeah, you can use a fork also to mash these, but you want to make sure that you are getting it to a soft consistency like applesauce. Otherwise, you might have a challenge as you are making these pancakes, right? So you just are mashing them like so with the fork. Whatever instrument or kitchen tool works best for you. You can also use a small blender. I'm too lazy to get my little small blender out, so I'm going to do it the hard way. Smash it with my fork. Okay. Then, so this is the consistency of applesauce, right? So now that we have that mashed all up like applesauce, we are now going to peel this apple, and then we're going to shred it, or we can chop it up in small chunks. And I'm going to chop it up in small chunks. So we're going to now peel it. So we have it peeled. The apple is peeled. Now we're going to cut it up. I like to start cutting from the top and then from the bottom. So let's do that. Then it's going to look like this, right? And you can cut it, like I said, you can shred this or you can cut it in small pieces. So right now I want to cut it in small pieces because that's my choice right now. Okay, we have it all cut up in small pieces and it looks like that. Try not to drop it like that. All right, so I'm gonna drop it in the bowl of bananas. Forgot a couple of spots. Yeah, this is shredding is, I like it chunky like this, and you'll see why. But this is the apple. We got our fiber, we got our potassium, we have some other vitamins and nutrients in these fruits right now. All right, so apple and bananas so far. All right, next I am going to use 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. I'm sorry, avocado oil. Avocado oil. I'm so used to using olive oil, but I'm using avocado oil, 2 tablespoons. There's 1. Two. All right. That's 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Can you use a different oil? You can use olive oil, but this recipe is going to be scrumptious. So I know for a fact that avocado oil is going to make it taste good. Next, I'm going to use cinnamon. This is the cinnamon that I'm going to be using. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon inside of this bowl. I don't measure the cinnamon. Some things I measure, some things I don't. This is one of the things I don't measure. So I'm going to sprinkle cinnamon, right? Just a few sprinkles. Cinnamon helps our blood pressure stay stable. It's also another anti-inflammatory spice. So I think about when I'm creating, I'm always thinking about what can I use in this recipe that's going to benefit my health and my well-being, right? So that's why I love sharing with you. All right, next I'm going to use a teaspoon and a half of pure vanilla. And I am using the non-alcoholic vanilla extract, all right? So a tablespoon and a half for that. That's 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to use a half. How do I know it's a half? You could never get too much vanilla, but I don't. All right, so there is the vanilla extract. All right, next I'm going to put in a half a cup or a cup and a half cup. I'm gonna start with a cup. This is a cup of all-purpose baking flour. And this is what I use. It's gluten-free, and some people don't like it because it has beans in it, you know, but this is what I use. So protein. So we're gonna have some protein pancakes. We're gonna have some anti-inflammatory. We're gonna have some fiber. We got everything we need inside these yummy, delicious pancakes. So I'm gonna start off with a cup. And let's see where the cup is going to take me. Because I like to have a nice consistency. You want to make sure that it's not too soupy, not too lumpy, but just right for what we need. So I'm going to start off with, now I think I'm going to use, I said it right. I'm going to use a little bit more. That was a cup. So I'm going to put probably a half a cup more, because I want to make sure that we have just the amount that we need for this. So I put just about half a cup more, and we'll see how that works, right? I usually do my recipes visually, not always measuring. I just add stuff. All right, so next I'm going to use a 1/4 of a teaspoon of Guam, xanthan Guam. And I put the xanthan and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I put the 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan Guam in here, along with a 1/4 teaspoon. That's what's in here. Now, if your baking flour already has xanthan gum, you do not need to add any more xanthan gum. That is double dosing. You don't need to do that. This particular all-purpose baking flour do not have xanthan gum added to it. So that's why I'm adding xanthan gum. 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add that to my bowl here. And we are going to see how this is going to turn out. So this is what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to stir it all together. I'm going to mix it all together. And we're going to see what kind of consistency. We don't want it overburdened with flour, and then we don't want it under. So this is what it looks like so far as I continue to stir this. Almost too much flour, because you don't want to make it too coarse. You just want to make it, and you don't want it soupy, like I said. So this is what the consistency looks like so far, right? So while I am stirring this, I'm going to now turn on my skillet here. So the skillet can be warming up. You want your skillet to be hot enough so when you put the oil in, and again, in this one I'm going to use olive oil in the skillet, because I like how olive oil cooks. It just cooks, to me, evenly better when you're making something like pancakes. So I'm going to turn that on low and let that heat while I get the consistency of this. And you're probably saying, why aren't you using a blender? I have a small blender that I could use, but I'm just want to stir it right now. So you could choose how you want to do it. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Okay, I think I have the consistency to where I want it. and it looks like it's pretty thick. It's okay, because you don't want the pancakes to fall apart in the skillet, right? So just bear with me here. Stay to the end so we can see. So now that I have the mix, because I'm not adding any water, I'm not adding any milk, no liquids. This is all bananas, apples, and the ingredients that I shared with you. So now the skillet should be pretty heated where I want it. So I'm going to add some olive oil to the skillet. So the skillet is lubricated enough to where the pancakes are going to cook properly, right? So you want to do that. Make sure you have an even out the oil to where it's over the skillet. You know how to do that. All right. Okay, I'm going to let that oil heat up just a bit while I continue to do this. So now you might be saying, oh, I see lumps. You know, those are the apples in there. But trust me, when this starts to cook, it's going to make more sense, right? You're going to see why we need it, why I wanted to keep it, you know, in the batter as thick as I have it here. But it's going to come out just fantastic, trust me. Okay, so when you see your oil bubbling a little bit, that means it's hot enough. Now it's ready for the pancakes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pancakes inside the skillet. And it's probably going to make, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how many it makes. Might make 3 or 4. But you don't want to save the batter. You want to use it up the same day because it's not going to taste very good, at least in my opinion, for the next day. Because you know how bananas are. Bananas could turn brown. They can, you know, just not be, yeah. And then the next day they're cold. So, you know, heating cold banana pancakes on a hot skillet, I don't think it's a good idea. Can you do it? You can try. I don't do it. So, just my rule of thumb. So I'm going to start, looks like I might get 4 in here. So you want to, as that's starting to cook, you want to make sure that the pancake is brown, golden brown on the other side before you turn it. Otherwise you're going to have a hot mess, right? So you want to make sure that the fire, the heat is where it needs to be. And it's not too high, it's not too low. And so you just have to kind of, you know, watch it, because cooking bananas, apple banana pancakes is not the same as you were cooking regular pancakes. That's why it's important that you get the consistency right on here when you're doing this. So yes, I was right. I have about 4 from this batter. Now, if you have a family, you want to use more, double the ingredients depending on your size of your family. If it's just you, this is a perfect size. Even if it's just you and you want more, you can still double the recipe, right? So this is what that is doing beautifully. Now, in case you're wondering again, I will show you the ingredients one more time that I'm using, and you can choose to use whichever all-purpose baking flour you want. But you need an all-purpose baking flour. This is gluten-free. For those of you who are gluten-free, perfect. If you're not gluten-free, you might need to be. You never know. Olive oil. This is the olive oil. Extra virgin avocado oil. Extra virgin olive oil. Xanthium gum. You do not need it if it's in your baking powder, right? Your all-purpose baking powder. If you have xanthium gum, you do not need it to add it in this recipe. Pure vanilla extract. I'm using alcohol-free. I don't do alcohol, so I'm using alcohol-free, although it's a different kind of alcohol, but I still like this to pure vanilla extract without the alcohol. Cinnamon. You want to make sure you Ceylon cinnamon, right? So I'm going to let that cook right now. I need to turn it down because I think it's a little bit too high. So let's turn it down just a bit. So I think the pancakes are ready. Let's see what they're looking like. So far, there's one. Couple still cooking. We don't want them to burn. Nice fluffy pancakes. Apple banana pancakes. Not only are they healthy for you, but there's no sugar added. You don't need to add any syrup. And I'm going to test it so you can see. I'm going to test it so you can see why. Let's taste it. Let's taste it. Let's taste it. Let's taste those apple banana pancakes. Healthy, delicious, anti-inflammatory, good for the belly, good for the gut. All right? Good for your body. You have fruit in here. You have fiber in here. You have cinnamon, anti-inflammatories. You have the spices. You have what you need to thrive. So let's taste it. Dear God, thank you so much for giving me the creativity to make food that's going to not only heal, but to give me the ability to thrive. Thank you for this food. Help it to nourish my body to continued health and well-being. Thank you, and amen. All right, so let's taste this scrumptious. Let's taste it. We don't want this to burn either. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We don't want the other two pancakes to burn. All right. These are fluffy also. And what do you think made this fluffy? The banana and the apple. Look at that. All right. Let's taste it. It's hot, 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 hot. I just love creating something that's going to be not only delicious, but healthy. So good. I promise you, you do not need any syrup. The bananas, those are done. The bananas are sweet enough. If you use syrup in here, it's too much sugar. I promise you, you don't need no syrup, not with this recipe. It is delicious and filling. This will keep you satiated for quite a while because of, like I said, you got 2 bananas in here. You have a whole apple. You have all these other ingredients that's going to nourish you and give you the energy that you need to thrive. It's going to give you the fullness that you need to stay satiated, to stay full, right? So this is good. Wow. All right, beautiful. If you're new to my channel, I want to say a hearty welcome to you. I want to say thank you for stopping by my channel. Thank you for all of you new subscribers. I see you. I hear you. I will respond to your messages. I know I'm behind on my messages, my comments. Don't beat me up. As I told you a few months ago, I've been extremely busy. I have things going on that I'm still working on. Come the new year, I'll be in a different place. So I'll tell you more about that later, but I don't want to tell everything now. But anyway, so yeah, so if you're new, I'm so glad that you found my channel. I hope that what you've learned, what you've seen on my videos, you are learning, you're implementing, and it's working for you. If you like this video that I share with you today, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you will know when I come out with more videos like this. Also share it. Share with those individuals who you know that will be interested in seeing some content like this. And then like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know once you test this recipe, once you make these, excuse me, once you make this apple banana pancakes, let me know in the comments. I really, really want to hear how they came out, how they tasted to you. So rewatch this video so you can get all of the ingredients, all the instructions on how I made these apple banana pancakes, all right? Also, please read the description. Please read all the descriptions so you'll be up to date on what's happening, what's going on, so you can stay connected. Get my guides, my recipe guides. I have an anti-inflammatory recipe guide. I have another recipe book in there for you. This is to help you get off of these inflammatory foods and get on these anti-inflammatory foods that's going to not only help your gut, but it's going to help your healing process, right? Wherever you are, whatever stage that you are in at this moment. All right, beautiful? I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, everything is going to be listed in the comments, all right? If you haven't watched my anti-inflammatory other videos about juicing, about how to minimize, eliminate your pain and suffering from backed up inflammation, please check out those videos. I have plenty of videos here on this channel that I do all the time, all right? So do yourself a favor, catch up on those videos. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section and I will get to them. So hopefully this coming week, I will get to my comments. I know it's been at least a week or two since I haven't answered the comments, but I will get to your comments. I've just been extremely busy trying to get things done. I'm on a timeline, which is why I haven't been on here as much. Anyway, so enjoy your apple banana pancakes. All right, beautiful. All right. Until next time, remember to stay whole, healthy, and happy. Take care. Bye-bye.